What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sugar's Late Night Nail Adventures Part 2. Part 2. How's everybody doing today? What up, what up? Hi, Black Orchid. What you doing, my love? How's your day? Hold on, I gotta mute myself. Okay. Are we ready? Are you excited? I picked out some gemstones. But I did find some of these, like, skulls and stars and stuff. Either we're gonna paint the stars on these, or we're gonna use those. I don't know, they look a little big, so I'm kind of like, eh. But tonight, we're gonna do the moon and the little thing in the background with the 3D Jack. We're gonna be using this guy. This clay for him, his head and whatnot. Ooh, I don't really know how I'm doing this, but shout out to both of you who are in here, whoever that may be. Alright, we're gonna be doing the Jack Skellington part of this nail set, so this is what we got currently so far. This is the corpse bride part of it. Focus, there we go. Isn't that cute though? Ugh, so pretty. I got, well, these ones are on Amazon. They're only 3-gram pots, but you get like quite a bit of them. And then there's Savvyland has big jars of them now. I don't know how good they are. I've never had the Savvyland ones, but these are on Amazon. I think they're like 20 bucks or something like that. Alright, I'm going to turn on my light up top here. Bear with me. There we go. Alright. What's that looking like? Is that okay? Is that high enough? Is it good? Is it too bright? Let me know. Alright. I gotta remember where my stuff is. Alright. So, I have all of these products. So, I did pick out some Swarovskis. All these are the Swarovskis, and then these ones are not, except for this cubic zirconium miniature ones that are in there. But I thought it would be cool if we added, like, skulls on these ones or something, maybe. Not really sure. Yeah, you can also use, I mean, it'd be a little hard just because your best bet for, like, sculpting would be polygel. Yeah. I don't know why, but maybe other people come in. Who knows? But, so we're going to be using these colors from Madame Glam. Just these two for the different colors. And then we have Electric Lemon from BRITTBRATNAILDIT. And then the white, the black. And then we have the glow, because I'm going to use this as my outline in hopes that it'll glow underneath. Don't know if it will. Yeah, girl, I appreciate you being here. Like, for real, for real. I do have this little guy I'm going to be wearing. But yeah, polygel would be your best bet if you want to sculpt. Just try to start sculpting anything. Polygel will be your best bet. Doesn't matter what color it is. Even if it's a nude color. I think so, yeah. But even if it's like a nude color, I think that you'll be able to paint over it. You know what I mean? Alright, so since we did this last night, we don't have to worry about it. We just got to make sure there's no flukes on it. And then, so I'm going to move these out of the way for now. And we'll set those guys up there. And then if I feel like we need to add stars on those, don't you? I feel like I do. Alright, we'll save all that up there. We have our clay. I have my little thing to put on so I can use this guy. Okay, how's it look? Does it look alright? Is it bright? Is it not bright? I don't know. So I still have the colors from last night because I wanted to kind of do the little swirly thing in the moon. I wanted to kind of do like little blue accents on it. So I'm trying to figure that one out. I don't know if I want to do it a milky color and then go in with the blue accents. I have this one. This one's my favorite. Because it is just the most sparkliest ever. I don't know if it's sparkly for you. Oh, but it is super sparkly. Alright. What up, everybody? If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe. We are doing the Jack Skellington 3D nail. First, we're going to do the background art. And then we're going to do the 3D part of him. And I have these little guys. And guess what we have? The sculpting tools from Nails by Dev. I get to use my tools. I don't know if I'll use them, but we're going to. Because, like, why not? Right? So let's get these out. This is be my first time using these guys, but I'm excited to. Because I think I'm only going to need, like, this guy. But I could be wrong. But I definitely want the pokey guy. The pokey bit right here. So we'll just use these two for now. Ha ha ha. Forgot I had those. Because I got these Born Pretty ones. So if you can't afford the Nails by Dev, Born Pretty, Jesus, Beetles was the only set that I found that were, like, not that plastic, like, weird feeling set. So this came in a pack of 5, and it also came with its own little palette and brush holder too. And I think it was like $4.99. $4 or $5.99, something like that. Shout out to everybody in here. What up? We're doing Jack Skellington Nail tonight. This is part 2 of our, like, hybrid corpse bride Tim Burton that we put together here. So yeah, we're doing the background. Here's our background. I wish I had a silver cat eye, but I do not have a silver sparkly cat eye for the background, you know, to give it a little zhuzh. All I have is a holographic cat eye. I don't know, should we try a holographic cat eye? What do you think? Should we make it sparkly? Hi, Erica. What do you think? Or should we just leave it black and go from there? I can either make it cat eye, or I can make it like this sparkles so much. Let me show you. I'm gonna use this nail that we have. I'm gonna use this guy just to show you guys what. Oh, shit balls, Batman. How are you, Erica? How you doing, love? Okay, can you guys see pretty well? So I'm gonna show you what this does. Let me get all the, or what this looks like. If you do just the, like, look how much sparkle that is. Like, you would really have to, like, lightly, like, there is no light sparkle with this. This is, like, sparkle. I'm doing good. So, I think we'll do the stars with the sparkle, right? Because I think this might be too much sparkle for us. Because I just want, like, a really light sparkle. I don't want, like, a full-blown sparkle. I just want, like, a very sparse sparkle. Guess I could add top coat to it and make it super sparse, you know? Divine, hello! Alright, let me show you what the cat eye will look like. So we can kind of get an idea if we want to. The cat eye should be sparse enough to where. So we're just figuring out if we want to put sparkles in the background, y'all. So I'm going to take as much off. I mean, that's a little bit better. You know what I mean? I would probably still have to definitely dilute it, though. But it looks cool. You're only going to be able to see, like, a little bit of the top of the nail, if that makes sense. Like, on the outside rims and stuff. I think we should do it. Screw it. What do you think? I can just put it on my palette, and then we can dilute it. Because I feel like if we dilute it, it'll be fine. So I'm going to put it on this palette, though. Make sure your palettes are all cleaned off. What up, everybody? What is the sparkle polish? It is the Madam Glam holographic cat eye. It's just a regular cat eye. I am going to do it, like, super lightly, though. So I'm going to add a little bit of top coat. Or no, I'm not. I'm going to add some base coat into it because I don't want... The top coat's going to make it hard for me to draw on, right? So I'm going to take a little bit of this. And I'm just going to put it up here. Then I'm going to take my base coat and I'm going to add a drop of base coat in there. I shouldn't need too much, just a little bit. And then that way it's kind of breaks up. Because I'm not activating the cat eye. It's just like how the sparkle is. You know what I mean? So we have... I also pulled all these gems. And I have a couple other gems as well. That are going to be really cool to use. So I'm excited. Alright, let's take this guy. And, ugh, that's so pretty. Let's dilute it. And hopefully we put enough in there to where the dilution is really just... It looks like we may have. It's literally just the sparsest glitter. But I want to make sure it's, you know, fully in there. Looks like it'll be okay. Like I said, we're not doing the cat eye itself, so... What up, everybody? If you like nail art, stay. Hang out with the vibe. Alright, let's check this one out. Why did I cure that? I cured that like a goofball, guys. Goodness gracious. Alright, I'm gonna take an already made up tip. And we're just gonna use it on a clear one and see what happens. See if it works as good as we want it to. In terms of the sparseness. So it also depends on what brush you use to put it on as well. If you have a flat brush, like this, if you have a little round brush, I mean, it just depends on how you put it on and what you use. So if you have one of these guys, so I'm going to get the, I've not used this yet, so, okay. Let's see if we like this. I think that's going to be pretty decent amount of sparkle, but not too much. It's a clear tip, so you can't really tell, but I think diluting it was the best way to get that, like, light sparkle effect without having it, you know. Yeah, I like that a lot. Are we doing the sparkle, everybody? Hi! Hi, Kyles. Hi, Peyton. So, for some reason, my chat stopped on the phone that's on top. Hold on. There we go. I just started, y'all. Just started. We're trying to figure out if we want to put sparkle on the background. So, I was figuring that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that sparkle on. Make sure I ain't got no flukes in there. Who knows if I do or not, but we added some base coat to our cat eye. I'm gonna saturate my brush, but I'm gonna try to take a little bit off so that way it's not too bad. Oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. Yep. I think that was the perfect amount. Oh, I hope you guys can see that. Now I'm gonna run through it. I think that's the perfect amount, y'all. Just kind of gives us a little bit of something. Okay. Well, what up, everybody? You're getting your nails done? Yay! That is freaking awesome. I just wanted a little bit of sparkle, but it's definitely sticking to the nail more than I thought it would, but I think it's not as much, so I think it'll be just fine. Yeah, it'll be just fine. Because I wanted to be able to see the sparkle around the outside once we get the background on, you know? So I appreciate everybody in here. What up, everybody? All right, she looks good. Let's go ahead and cure. Ow. Hi, Misty. That's great. What did you do? Yes. I love that you're getting your nails done. Hi, Lucy. Do you have any advice for a new nail tech that just started her own business? What did you do to start your own business? What are any tips and tricks you would like to share? Wow, that's a loaded question. Well, because I'm not a nail tech, guys. I am just, this is just what I love to do. Turns out to be my job now. Because I want to, like, first of all, you want to be smart. Do your research, okay? Make sure you do your research, because doing your research and making sure you have everything put together before you do anything. Obviously, every day, or you can't always have everything 100% all the way, done. I'm just cleaning my brush off real quick, guys. However, make sure you do your research on products, what you want, how you want them, and how you want your business to reflect as you, because you are the face of your brand, right? So, the only thing that I can say is I just jumped in and did it, so I didn't really research and do a lot of that. I didn't like a black glittery nail with gold and black. You don't like it with gold and black? That's hollow on the one I just did. So this one's a hollow. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but alright, so we have our background color. So we are gonna start out, I'm gonna add this white. This is the glow in the dark, but I'm hoping that the sun, so we're gonna be doing the sun with the swirl in it, like the little swirl that he has. Those are loaded questions that you put all in one. I appreciate it. Just make sure that you keep your integrity, and if something feels off, don't go with it. just because, you know? Alright, so we're going to use this white for the moon, but we're also going to be using these colors as like around the moon, right? So we're going to do a little bit of detail around the moon. So we're doing Jack Skellington, everybody, but this is going to be the background. So I'm just going to add a little bit, because I'm not going to need a lot of this. We're going to add some jelly. Hi, Icy. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Monique. How are you? I probably won't watch him too long. Okay, no worries. I appreciate you being here, because we had to put... Aw, I'm so sorry. Aw, well, I'm very sorry about that, love. Okay, so we have a little bit of this bright yellow. I'm just going to add a dab of that. And we also have this yellow. And this is just to give me, like, different colors. So we're going to start out with this color here for the moon. And then we're going to work in these other colors to give us some dimension, okay? And this is from BRITTBRATNAILDIT. Hi, Simply Roblox, how are you? Do you have any... I started my business literally 3 months ago and can't figure out anything. What type of business is it? Hi, Nail Crusade, how are you? Good morning, evening, wherever you are all at. Alright, so I still have my black from yesterday. Or last night, and I still have my white. Let me check and make sure they're still good. Because I might have to add fresh. Now, typically, you would want, like, a painting gel, but I want mine to be kind of smooth, so I'm not really going to be worried about that. Alright, they're still good. Alright, so we have our black, and I do have a picture of the moon over here for me. Hi, Camille. Nails, hair, and makeup. It's me and my sister. Oh, that's... Congratulations for you both. That's freaking awesome. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this picture up here. Okay. So I just want to do, like, the little swirly right here. Alright. So we're going to do the moon first. So I'm going to start with the glow in the dark. And then we'll go in from there. So we want to use kind of a... You want to use a little bit of a shorter liner brush when you're doing a work like this. So you don't want like a super long one, because the dimension of the nail is not that big, right? So you would just want to make sure that you're, okay. So you want it to be smooth. So let's go ahead and matte this, and the matte will be okay because once we put our glossy on, after we get all of our colors on, you'll still be able to see the glitter. So let me put this on really thin, but it's going to help and make it smooth. Okay. At least we got our background on. I don't really know a lot about a business, to be honest with you. I mean, I am my business. I am my brand. As far as having items, products, stuff like that, I mean, your best bet is to make sure you get an accountant, that's for sure. Just make sure you source your stuff ethically, you know. And you really want to make sure that you have... You want to make sure that you have, you know, you do your research on each product. And make sure everything is, you know... Because you want it to reflect you and your sister, You know, you want a good nice base to be able to work with. But constantly post about it. If you don't post about it, people will never find it. Does that make sense? I just kind of jumped in and did it. I didn't even know what I was doing, to be honest with you. And because I had a following already, it was easier, a little bit easier. But if you're starting from scratch and you've never done it before, and you don't really have like that big of a following, it's a little bit harder. But word of mouth is great and it helps a lot. Also, copyright, you want to make sure you get all of that squared away. Your name, you know, trademark your name, stuff like that, and LLC if you've already got one, you know. What? Oh, yay, Camille. Bye, Monique. Congratulations, Lucy. Hi, Kimberly. Did you get your nail inspo off Pinterest? That was just a random picture I found on Instagram. Customers that look so good in your... Aw, thanks. Yeah, I don't have no mods right now. Alright. Let's do this, y'all. She is done baking. Alright. So we're going to take this, and if you're doing a thicker base, right, take a little bit thicker of a brush to do your outline, if that makes sense. So we're going to take this guy, and we're going to use this guy to fill in the white part of the moon. Okay? But we're going to use this to be able to do the moon. So you want to make sure, okay, so his bow tie here, his neck's here, his head's going to be here. So we're going to put the moon over here with the swirl in it. And I'm pretty sure the swirl is going to have to come up this way. And we don't want this to be the whole moon. So we're just going to kind of go... And we don't want it to be too big, you know, or too small for that matter. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you take your brush and kind of wiggle it in, twist it around so all the bristles get a good amount of polish on it, and then you want to drag it out. Because when you drag it out, you don't have where it pulls at the bottom of your brush. Unless you hold it there for a really long time. Now I'm going to use my pinky to help. I think that's the best circle I've ever done. So it's kind of moved over this way a little bit. I think it should be fine. I could have even done it a little bit bigger, to be honest with you. Because Jack's head's going to be here. So like, you know, his head will be here. We'll have a little space before that. Could always make it, yeah. We're going to make it a little bit bigger because I feel like making it bigger is going to bring out that background. Bye! Okay, love, no worries. Thanks, Black Orchid. Okay, so we're going to shout out to everybody in here. Thank you guys. You guys are the bomb. Alright, I'm going to zoom in so y'all can... How's that look? Does that look alright? Hopefully. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this out. So let's mark out our moon. Like I said, I want you to still be able to see the sides. And you really want it to be round. You don't want it to have... There we go. Alright, that should help us. And then we're just going to use it like that. We're going to take this guy and dip into this. I'm going to take this and use this to fill it in. And then I'll take my liner brush. And then we'll add the color to it. You don't want too many layers on here, but because we are working on black, so. We're just going to go with it. Alright, I'm going to grab more pigment. And when you do this, you guys, you want to make sure that when you're filling this in, that it is a good polish that will snap back and you won't have no lines in it. So I'm hoping this works because this is a glow, so I don't know if it'll show up, but we're going to try it. And I am pushing myself out of the box, y'all. We have a cleanup brush, so always make sure you have a cleanup brush with some alcohol. The only way because once it gets filled in, then you won't see most of that. And then you want to pop any bubbles that you have to. If I don't get to your name, y'all, just know. If you're a little shaky, it's okay. We gotta pop these bubbles. Sometimes it's kind of hard to pop the bubbles. But this is where kind of a gel paint is gonna go smoother. Hi, Egypt. Welcome, everybody. What up? I'm just checking the chat, y'all. Oh, shit. What'd I do? Oh, shit. Hold on. I do not know what I just did, y'all. Egypt, what did that say that I just did? We're doing Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride mashup. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what in the hell happened, but I hit something and then it did something. Egypt, say something again. Okay. So basically, you want to make sure the lines are well distributed. Okay. It come up like something about, I don't even know what it was, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you. So typically, you don't want to use a liner to fill in. Just because of the lines, right? As you can see. But I thought I would be able to fill this in without having too big of an issue, but because like I said, yellow is going to be over this, but I want it to be as smooth as I can get it. Alright, we're going to take a brush, clean up the edges, and then we're going to cure that, and then we can add our color to it. Nail Crazy Mama, hi. It's me. Candy beads. Oh, okay, gotcha. But on a different gal, hopefully you remember. I do. And I really appreciate it. I just, when I seen the thing, it was like, you know how they have the comment, how are you, Nail Crazy Mama? I miss you. Alright, I think that's looking good, guys. It's a little wonky, but it's okay if it's wonky, guys. You know? Alright, we're gonna leave it like that, and we're just gonna cure it. So first we're gonna do the colors, and then we're gonna bring that black in to do the bottom. And you know what I was thinking was adding the little swirl for the thing. Should I do that black, or should we make and do like little add colors to it? I miss you too. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here, my love. Thank you for all of you. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody here. So this is what we did. This is for the Corpse Bride. We did a smoked out type neon look for the Corpse Bride. It just kind of happened, really, to be honest. So this is the thumb. This is the pinky, but I think it needs some stars. You know, like a star here, and a star here. I think it needs some stars on it, but... And then... These are the other two. What do you guys think? So the butterflies and the hearts are for the Corpse Bride herself. And then I just wanted to do him, so... Girl, I'm new to this. Hi, ankle biter. Thanks. I am new to this. This is my first time doing this, so you guys are seeing it right along with me. Alright, so we're going to base the whole thing in this bright yellow. And then we're going to take our lightest colors and kind of give us a little bit of dimension when it comes to... Ooh, this is such a pretty color. Oh my gosh. So all the other colors will be on kind of the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the black a little bit like we were doing, because it kind of gives us a nice glow effect. You just want to do it a little bit though. You don't want to go over it too much. Have I ever done this? No. But we're doing it together, y'all. I wanted to do this so that way anybody could do it. And it wasn't so hard for you guys, if that makes sense. Alright. Now that I got that all the way around, we're going to go ahead and fill this in more. Better, I should say. Make sure we don't have any... I just started getting into nail art, you guys. Like, actual nail art. Okay, don't do that. Alright, let's do this again here. Alright. So it's supposed to look like, you know, little... Oh, I got something in there. Okay, I think I got it. So you just need a really, really, really thin layer. You don't need a lot because we're going in with so many other layers. So I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to use a little cleanup brush. Okay. So we're going to take a little tiny cleanup brush and go around that edge. I'm trying to find it. So you can use one of these little ones to fill in. Use a detail one. I have a little cleanup one here somewhere, y'all. Oh, it must be, well, that's not it either. But you know what? We'll just use this guy. Okay. Alright. We're just gonna clean this up a little bit here. Because you want the glow to be the same all the way around. Alright, y'all. I'm just going to, you know what? I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to put it in the lamp and we're going to add our other colors. Okay? This is my first time doing this, you guys. You guys are witnessing the first time me doing this. What do you guys think? Hi, Alice. Can you say Kylie? Hi, Kylie. Bye, Egypt. Well, thanks. I think the charms are really going to, like, bring it together. Especially when we get done with him. Because this is going to be his actual, like, collar, you know, like the back collar. And I think it's really, really cool. Alright, I'm going to take that out. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to take this right here. And this is called the Slim Shady by Nails by Dev. But it's already, I use this to kind of shade and do a bunch of different things. So I'm going to use this to kind of poke and prod at the colors. So we're going to take a liner brush. And what we're going to do is this will be the last part of what we're going to do so we can add some glitter to it. Okay. So for the most part, I don't know. Let's see. Let's try this one and see what we get here. So you just kind of put it on here and then we're going to kind of smudge it out. Do I know if this is going to work? Absolutely not. But that's the whole point of trying. And then the other yellow is going to go in here because it's more of a whiter yellow. So it's going to give us a nice bit of detail. So with the brush, okay, we're just going to take it and go along that outside and go all the way around one side here. And this is just giving the moon a little bit of that texture. Okay, so you want to keep it inside the yellow. You don't want to go outside on the black like I did here. I'm going to have to clean that up. Now, you guys can do this any which way that you want. I'm going to bring... And it doesn't have to be like a full circle either. I mean, play around with it. But I just wanted to kind of shade a little bit of this. Give it a little bit of dimension, like when you kind of see things, how do you want to call that? I have a floof in here. Imagine that, a floof, guys. Okay, so I'm going to kind of... Okay. Alright, so we're going to clean up that one side. And then down here. And then we have another floof. If you have floofs, get them out, guys. Get them out. Okay. Alright, I kind of like that. So we're just going to leave it and go from there. Okay. Alright, we're setting her in there, just quick curing it, and then we're going to go in with the real bright, and then we'll take the glitter and go around the outside. So is Nelly, so is Nelly. The only thing I don't have is Nightmare Before Christmas phone case. Oh, girl. I loved the movie and all of that. I just never, I don't know. It was always like, I love the dark and the mysterious. I love the Tim Burton style. You know what I mean? The style of Tim Burton is so cool. Night, Lorna. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate it very, 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 very much. Alright, y'all. Here it is. I don't know if you can even see the difference in the texture here. But it's there. Alright, we're going to take... And you can do a couple layers of this if you want. Alright, we're going to take this guy. And you can either do it from the inside out or you can go around the outside. But I'm just going to kind of give it... Work it around in a circle. See what it does. Absolutely nothing. Just kind of splotching it. Didn't do not a thing like I thought it was. Okay. We are definitely going to need a different style yellow. We're going to need more of like a more pastel-y yellow. Like even more pastel than... Which I have, by the way. Mellow yellow. Let's see. Here's this one. So this one's a little bit more of a whiter yellow. From BRITTBRATNAILDIT, y'all. $5.55 for these. All of these colors I'm using. Go grab them. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Let's take this guy and put enough pigment on there. We're going to brighten up the inside. We're brightening, but we're lightening at the same time. If that makes sense. Okay. So I may have to do a couple layers of that, but it still lightened it, just not the way I thought it would. To be honest. I would almost have to use a white. I'm not really sure. Because the moon kind of has little crescents and stuff in it, but... Huh. Just make this side lighter. Because I wanted to make it look like it had little details on the inside, but we're going to be drawing on it anyway, so I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? That's okay. I don't know how to whiten. I don't know how to lighten the inside. And the inside only. I might just have to use white, like add white and then add a little bit of yellow to it, right? If anybody knows color theory here. Okay, I'm just gonna dab a little bit of white there. Because we want it to be bold. So I'm just gonna like dab a little bit of this in there. So technically you want to use a dry brush. Because I kind of want that middle to smudge outwards. Alright, I'm going to clean this off. I probably should cure it. That would probably help me out, but... You know what? We're going to do that. And so it's lighter in the middle. And that's just what we're going to do. We're going to blend it out a little bit. Okay, you know what? We're going to use that, guys. Bring it over a little bit more. Okay. This is just to kind of lighten the inside. That's it. That's it. Just to kind of give it a little bit of that, like, dimension inside, you know? Oh, it looks cool. Alright. Now, I'm going to cure that, so it's cured. And then we're going to go over it with the glitter to give it a nice... Hi, Ice Babe. How are you? Hello. Hi, MJ. How are you? What up, everybody? We are making Jack Skellington. Right now, I'm making the background. I'm making the moon, and then inside the moon, we'll make the little swirly thing. And then we'll go in and make our 3D Jack. So we are making a 3D Jack, which I'm super excited for. I've never done it. I'm doing great. How about you, babe? All right. Here we are. Here's our moon, everybody. All right. Let's see what this looks like, because I'm going to see if I can get it the same way with this brush. Because this is then going to... We're going to go around the edges. And darken it up. And give us that nice glitter that we want here. We don't want a bunch of glitter just kind of in one spot, though. Look at that. Look at that transition. Ugh. This is my first time ever doing this, guys. So we don't want these big globs here, so we want to make sure that we pat them out and pat them to the side. Bring that excess to the side like it's coming to a little bit of a point here. And it gets smaller and smaller. Look at that. Look at that. Yay. That's exactly how I had it in my head. Alright. But I am going to clean up the bottom. Can you guys tell? Hopefully you guys can actually tell. Oh my god, that looks super cool. Okay, I'm just gonna lightly drag this down. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's gonna look cool with the swirl in it. Alright, we're curing that sucker. Oh, I hope you feel better, love. Dude, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're new here, say something, y'all. this is easy, and I'm making it as easy as I can for you guys. So whoever wants to try this can try it. This is Nail Adventures. We're in a place where we've not been yet. Alright, so there's our yellow, guys. Like, look how much we didn't need. Like, I always end up putting so much on my palette. It's insane. Alright. So we have our black. I just have to remember which one's what. I think this one's Brit Brat. I don't remember, but... So what we're going to do is, what I'm going to do is sketch this out really lightly, and then we can go and we can fill it in. When we fill it in, we want to make sure that there's no, like, harsh lines, and it levels out really nice. Adventure time! Area? Is that what your name is? Hi! How are you? Thanks for coming, everybody. Alright, here's our moon. Look. Tell me that doesn't look bomb. Looks so cool. I got a floof stuck on my nail, and it will not come off. There we go. I got it. Okay. So, I'm going to look at my phone at this picture I have, just so I can get, like, the placement right. Because it looks like we need to come up from here. And then, or we can curl from the middle. So it's just a little curl, so we'll have to take it like this. And down. And we'll have to kind of blend it in to the nail, if that makes sense. So it looks like it's coming from within. Okay. I'm just going to lightly get a little bit on my brush, on my liner brush. Okay. And I'm using a smaller brush to give me more. If you use too big of a brush or too long of a brush, you're not going to be able to have enough, like, grip with it, if that makes sense. So, hi, is it Clato? Oh gosh, I'm going to mess up your name. I apologize. Mari, hi. Hopefully that's your name. You live in Texas. Wow. Hell yes. If you guys put where you guys are from, I would like to know where everybody that's in here is at. Wherever you're watching from. Alright, ready? Alright, let's do this. Okay. So we kind of want it to make sure we put it in the middle. Oh my gosh. We're doing it. We're doing it. I kind of like more of a spin on it though, right? I like more of a swirl. Because in the original photo, it was more of a swirl. So let's take this off. I'm going to leave that there, but we're going to take this little bit off here. We're going to make more of a swirly swirly. Yeah, look at that. Now first, we're lightly... Oh my gosh. So actually, this needs to go that way. So I should have just done the whole thing anyway. Because the weight's got to come down. Alright, so I'm lightly putting pressure on here, guys, okay? You're okay, don't worry. Yes. Are you doing the scene from... right now, I'm just doing, like, this part, like the moon with the silhouette. I'm doing this silhouette part because 3D Jack's going to be right here. Does that make sense? So now, we're going to have to, like... add more pressure. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Tim Burton is supposed to be a little bit wonky. So it doesn't, like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to, like, oh my god, it's not perfect. It doesn't matter. It can be wonky like this. It doesn't matter. And we're just going to let it fly. And grab a little bit more. And then if you have to spin it if you have to. Now pull the pigment, pull like this, so you're not having such a big bubble at the end of your brush. Alright, we're adding up more pressure. Okay. Alright. So we're just going to bring this like it's coming through here. And then we got to do... Alright, we're going to fill that in. Oh my gosh. Now, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be wonky. Okay? So even if you're trying this for the first time, guys, it doesn't matter. Do it for the first time, because once you go through the motions, when you're painting, you'll be able to know what you need to fix for the next time. Does that make sense? So even if you think you can't do it, trust me, you can do it. I mean, it's not the best, but you know what? I think it looks cool. I'm going to make this a little bit more bigger though. And plus we have the glow coming around the outside too, so that looks cool. So I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Break up some of this pigment here. Real lightly. Because in the original picture, it's wonky. And it's meant that way for a reason. Look. Oh my god. Ah! Look, the hill is supposed to be a hill. Technically, this should be, like, way wider. But you know what? It's a silhouette. It is what it is. You know? Like, something I've literally never done. Alright, let's make it just a little bit wider. And then we're going to fix this part, and then we're going to cure. What y'all think? Aw, thanks. Alright, I'm curing it, y'all. I'm curing it. The only thing I want to do is add a little bit more of this black down here, so you can't see through it. So I'm going to pull my brush out. Because the ideal scenario is this is all the same color, right? So you don't want one side lighter than the other, if that makes sense. Okay. Cure! Alrighty. So there's that. That is just our little moon background. So now that we have that, now we can map out Jack. Okay. Now for Jack, like I said, we're doing his head and his neck 3D. Hi, Smile. How are you? It does. It does. Shell, hi. Mari, hi. Thank you. Cordy. My ladies are in here. I love you guys. Shout out to you. And everybody in here. Peyton, everybody. No Crazy Mama. Okay. So I do have my white. So I'm going to use my white. And the white is just going to be literally a base. And that's it. So I got the moon. And I'm trying to think if I want to, after the nail's done, if I want to take these little black, like the small black rhinestones, and make that the rhinestones the hill, and just rhinestone the hill part out. I don't know. What do you think? Hi, Misha. Oh, wow. Awesome. All right, here she is. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to go ahead and add a, I'm trying to think if I want to add a glossy, guys, should I add a glossy top coat, or you think that this won't stick if it's a glossy top coat? I probably need to do base coat, huh? Let's do a thin base. That way it's, I know that the clay is going to stick to it. The clay should stick to it, right? I don't really know. You know what? We'll just do the white part of Jack's head. So let's map out his head real quick, though. So, his little bow tie thing. All we're going to have to do is, so his neck would be here. His head's going to be here. So this should be his head. Do we want his head that small? Because he has a kind of a big head. Now, I've never done this before. I've never mapped out anything like this. I've never done anything. I'm literally just going through the motions, y'all. His neck. It's going to be like... Now, his neck's going to be skinny, so I have to be careful proportion-wise how I put that on there, right? Okay. Alright, I'm going to put my picture up. Alright, let's make his head. Typically, you want to outline with a gel polish, but you want to fill it in. You know, if you're whatever, you want to fill it in with like gel paint. But because I'm doing 3D, I'm just going to go and do the round part. Because honestly, his head is bigger than his body. You know what? That'll work. And you want to make sure he's placed right, too, because right now, he's a little over this way. So you kind of want to make sure you're evening that out. You know what I mean? So we want to bring him over more. I would say this is the part that kind of scares me. But we're doing it. We will get it. This is just an outline crystal. Just an outline. Should I move him up more? What do you think? So we'll have his neck and then the V for his thingy-majigger bobber, and then his thing's going to be here. Because all we're doing is up to his little bow tie thing. So we just really need to do his head and his neck. So we want... Okay. But you want to make sure you don't go straight like I just did. It's a head for a reason. Okay. So we can fill this in. That's alright. We're filling it in. Alright, so now we're going to use our... And I'm just going to lightly fill it in. I'm not going to need to fill it in a lot because... fill in. I'm going to use this guy. I've never used him yet. Going to get the gunk off of him. What do you guys think? Oh, it is. Does normal nail polish remover work? Not on gel. Hi, JB. Is it Quirky? Kirky? By the way, if you make a mistake on a nail while painting, how do you erase it? Normal? I use alcohol for gel. So gel polish, for gel, you want to use acetone or alcohol. Nail polish remover won't necessarily work because it's gel polish. Does that make sense? So we're going to fill this in just real lightly. We don't have to worry about it. It's literally just an outline, so I know how big to do his head. So if you get to this point and you don't want to do 3D, that's okay too. You know what I mean? And by the way, if you're new, make sure you invest. If you really want to do nail art and you love nails and you want to start, there's so many brushes out there, but you want to invest in some good products, guys. That way you don't have to go through a bunch. I also suggest to get like not so great ones too, so that way you can use those. And then you have like backups of brushes that, you know what I mean? Alright. You know what? We kind of went out a little bit more, but... So I'm going to take my alcohol, dip my brush in it, and... You know what? We're leaving it. And I'm just gonna... Now you want to put more of the color on your brush. But, like I said, we don't I have a floof. If you don't know, I get floofs in all of my stuff. So it's a running joke around here. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're just going to cure that. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the neck. So you want to make sure the neck is straight. And we don't want to make it too big either. We don't want to make it go off to the side like I just did. And his neck typically isn't like super, I mean, it's long, but it's not like super duper long, you know? So I'm going to try to do this as straight as I can get it. Okay. We're going to take some of this off because we don't want it to be that big. Have you guys ever tried nail art before yet? This is something you don't have to do, guys. I just chose to do it, so I kind of had a little bit of a know-how of what I was doing. That seems alright. Okay, so his neck actually has to kind of come out. It has to come out like a... Oh shit. So, if you look at it from both ways, see how crooked the neck is? I mean, it is what it is, but you definitely don't want a crooked neck, y'all. And I made it even more crooked. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna... And this is how it goes when you're doing nail art. But that's kind of the fun of it, guys. Alright, so we need to bring his neck over this way. Okay. I still went crooked. I'm holding it crooked. So the neck's gonna go crooked because the way my phone, the way I'm holding it. You know what? That's fine. You definitely don't want a big, thick neck, you know? Alright, that one's perfect. I'm just gonna leave it like that. You know what? We're just gonna leave it like that and I'm curing it. I'm not gonna mess with it no more. Sometimes I'm the type of person that will over mess with stuff. Do you guys do that? Do you have a nail business, or do this as... This is actually my part of, is a hobby turned full-time. Hi, Faith. Aw, thanks, Ice Babe. Shells, you can ask Shells. Shells has a lot of knowledge. Lots of knowledge, guys. It's bones, so it doesn't have to... That's true. We're going to do the neck in that 3D anyway. So just the neck and the head's going to be 3D. And then I'm going to have to do just a little bit of his, like, chest portion. But you're not going to see it because this is going to be at the end as, you know, like the bat thing. And I thought this was perfect, isn't it? This charm is like the perfect thing. It's kind of both, to be honest with you. So this is going to be like this. But he's going to be 3D. And I think it's going to be a cool little, like, transition, if you will. All right. So we got that. All I got to do is... I might not even have to do that, you guys. Nope, I don't. Okay. Let's go ahead and, now that that is cured, let's go ahead and do our 3D, everybody. Alright, I'm going to grab another palette here. I am going to be using alcohol. So I'm going to use this one palette I got from Beetles. So in this right here, I got these tools for clay and stuff. They were $4.99, guys. $4.99, and it come with a brush holder and one of these. So we're gonna use that. Okay. So now I'm gonna clean off my brush. I'm going to put my cap on. If I can find it, to be honest with you. Oh well. Alright, let's clean this off. So what we want to do is, I'm not going to use my nice brush for this. I'm going to actually use an older brush for that. And I'm going to use my tools from Nails by Deb as well. So I have my tools from Nails by Deb, which I'm so excited for. But I'm going to clean them off so there's like nothing on them. But we're going to scoop them out with this. Move this guy up here. So we're going to scoop it out with this. Oh my god, I love these tools. Now, I don't really know exactly how much to use, but I'm pretty sure to get the head the way I want it, I'm probably going to need more than that, for sure. And these clays are on Amazon, you guys. Aw, thanks, Faith. I really appreciate you being here. The clay isn't. The clay is from Amazon. It's just, it comes in 3 gram. This is chai gel, but there's like 20. I don't know if there's 20 colors in this one or not, but okay. So we're going to go ahead and make this kind of into a really nice smooth ball. And you can use this. And you kind of, because his head's kind of not, it's not that it's wonky, but you want a really nice. And I'm just, oh god, I really didn't need that much. Holy shnikes. Guess he's going to be big 3D. Okay. I think that's cool, though. So we're going to bring this side in, just the hair. We don't want it to flatten out. Right? We want it to be more round in the middle here. So when I go to do the eye features and stuff. Okay. What do you guys think? Make sure it's kind of... You can't see nothing on the edge. And you kind of want to make both sides the same. And then you can also shade him too. I think that's big enough to fit. Look, because his proportions need to be big enough to fit this. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so. And if you guys are messing with this, make sure you wear your gloves, okay? You always want to make sure you wear gloves, no matter what you're working with. Alright. So now, this time we're going to take like, our dotting tool here, and I have to put this one thing on so I can see how she did it. Hi, Day Day. Yes. Can you show the brand? Looks really easy. Which brand, love? Mixing Tim. I'm very emotional right now, so I may be saying, no, you're good, Faith. You're good. It's a good space here. Yes. It's like super easy going, chill vibe, guys. Promise. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Alright. I have it in my liked videos so that way I can go back to it. Okay. So I'm going to show you this. This is from the creator Livin' Likely. Lyle? I can't say her name. Now, she used polygel for this, but... Okay, I need to pause that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shoot, shoot. Goodness gracious. Oh. Leave it alone, Crystal. Jeez. Okay, so the only thing I gotta do is do the eyes. She doesn't really show that, but kinda. And then she goes to the next thing. So, I'm just gonna go off of what she has, and then we'll go from there, okay? So, bye, Misha. Thanks for being here. Okay. Alright, we're doing it. So, I'm just gonna... Because he kind of has, like, the eyes that kind of, you know... And they kind of go... Because you want that, like, eyebrow of his, you know what I mean? So that way you don't have to construct the eye itself. But the eyebrow, we're just going to push upward. We're going to take this guy. We're going to dip in the alcohol. Okay. So hers kind of went up and come down. Like 2 little slits, and then... Oh, Lord. I don't know if I can do this, guys. Because hers kind of comes down more instead of up and out. And at like a really nice like angle. Because it looks like he has his eyebrow. Okay, well, we made his eyes huge, y'all. And he's kind of crooked. Because I don't know how the eyes go. I could have just left them, but... I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I need to smooth this out. That's not helping. Okay, I'm in uncharted territory, everybody. Uncharted territory. I'm just gonna use this guy. Okay. You know what we're gonna probably have to do? We'll probably have to, like... push this more. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So if it gets sticky, go back in and... Alright, so all I did was push this up and it kind of gave us what we needed. So same thing over here. So if something's not working, guys, just keep going with it. That one right there. You still want it to kind of come down this way. So we have a little bit of an eyebrow, but at an angle. Does that make sense? Now, I've never done this before, you guys. It's already starting to turn yellow, which is weird. But it's what happens with some of these clays, so I might have to just end up going over them anyway. Which is crazy. But... You want it to be a flat, round face, right? So I'm just gonna... I'm gonna bring his eyes out more. Because for the most part, we're just gonna be filling it in anyway. But we kind of want that, like, you know his eyebrow? That's what we want. His eyebrow. I'm gonna do his little nose. Okay, that's not working. So it's possible I have way too much on here. Because most of his face needs to be wider, so this needs to come down, but we have his mouth to do, so I'm gonna move this over. Guys, I've never done this before in my life. So that might be why they use these for the nose holes. Like they're going this way or that way. Oh well. We'll move him back over this way. I'm looking at the thing, but she pushes it all the way down. Okay, so the eyes are like... She does come out with it like this. And then he has like a little crevice. But his face is going... I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. I can do it. I just gotta redo it. I'm so sorry. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Thanks, guys. Hi, Haley. Hi, Hayden. Remember, you haven't done his mouth yet. I know that's true. I just don't know how to get the... So, like, the, So, he should be more outward instead of upward. Does that make sense? Technically. So, we're just gonna kind of bring this back over this way and round this. Bring this down. I'm gonna get some of those lines out of him. Just a little bit. Oh, that looks much better. Look, that looks much better, no? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna clean this off. Okay, guys. Okay. She uses a toothpick to do the eyes. But she's also using polygel, so she just kind of goes back and forth, but she doesn't actually show it. That's what's driving me bonkers. We're gonna do the smallest one. I'm not really sure how to do his eyes, to be honest, because she just kind of went and did it. I see people just kind of like do holes and then she did like this. Yeah, went up at an angle. We're gonna do this one here. Oh, that was too low. I mean, that looks good, though. Like, I don't have to do it like hers. I can just do it. And then, that looks much better, doesn't it? Please tell me that does. Thanks. I know he does. I like the eyebrows. I like seeing the, like, big eyebrows up here. But that's okay if we can't do... I mean, this is literally my first time sculpting with this, guys. I've never done this. Okay, so when we do his nostrils, we want it to be straight up and down. We don't want it to be sideways. So we're gonna go... kind of bring it... You know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's a little wonky, but this one went a little bit too big, but I think if we just push his eye back down. Alright. Because it's just supposed to be 2 little round holes. You know what? We'll move that up. And then, you know what? That looks... That actually looks decent. Okay, we're gonna leave it, guys. We are gonna leave it. So now we gotta draw the thing. So she just kind of poked it in there for the face, and I'm like, And she said she just kind of did dots, but she used like a round tip on it. She just kind of did it. So, and he has like a little like... I'm being too literal with it, y'all. And she just kind of did this all the way up like that. Now, that to me doesn't look like Jack, but we gotta fill in the face. Are we filling in the face with actual 3D elements to fill in the holes, or are we doing just polish? I'm gonna move his eyes out just a little bit. Okay. So technically you want that brush to brush over those little lines so that way you get those like lines out of there before you cure it, you know? Yeah, that's true. Bling the smile out. So 3D or just draw it in there? Or you really want me to put bling in there? I don't know how the bling would look, but hi Maddie. Hi Jin. Is it Genoid Glows? Sorry if I'm messing your name up. Shout out to everybody in here. You guys are amazing. Okay. I'm just gonna cure him. And then we can fill it in with the 3D stuff. So I'm just gonna make sure that his eye looks evenly around here. Because he typically has an eyebrow, but you know what? We're leaving him like that. So I'm gonna smooth him out a little bit. I'm gonna just make sure these little bits are off his face. I mean, once we get everything in there, it'll be fine. I kind of flattened this side of his face, but you know what? We're doing it. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with it. It's just gonna have to be wonky, guys. I wish I had a smaller brush to, like, brush those ends in there. You know what I mean? Like these little itsy bitsy pieces to just kind of smooth them out and okay. All right, we're just gonna do it. I'm gonna bring this back up more. Okay, you know what? We're curing. We're just gonna cure and then we're gonna fill it in. So just make sure your outside is rounded too, really nicely. As much as you can get it. I at least want them to be decently round. Okay, we're just gonna cure it. If I mess with it even more, I'm gonna keep messing with it. Okay, we're gonna full cure that 60 seconds. Goodness, great. Hi, Kim. Thank you, guys. All we gotta do is his little neckline, so I'm gonna take just a tippy bit out for that. We don't need a lot. We just need to make it, like, square. And I don't know if, like, I should add lines to his neck or not. Nah. So I'm actually going to just flatten this out. And then we'll make it square. And then to make it actually square, you can just chop the edges off, and then that'll give you like a real nice square that you need. You know? And then you can kind of push it. Yeah, look at that. And then you want to make sure it's actually like pretty even. And then hopefully I can scrape it off this guy. And then we can just fix it. Welcome everybody, welcome. Hi. Whoever is new, Sugar, Alicia uses a needle to add tiny details and paint tiny bits of color. I mean, I think he looks cool. I think once we get his face on there, I think he's going to look really cool. Alright, so we're going to just kind of stretch this out again since I did that. So technically his neck doesn't have to be like super thick. Just going to sculpt it like this and try to put it on there. Oh, come on. We're just going to put it on there. Okay. I'm going to... Oh, shit. Now I done made my... Okay. So his neck needs to not be that freaking wide. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this bottom half off. Oh my Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just trying to get all this yellow. I didn't want his neck to be like super thick. You know? That's pretty straight for me. I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit more. Technically, we need to move it over a little bit. You know what? We're cutting it. So we only need about that much. Okay. This is all new, everybody. Okay. So you have no idea how much it truly means that you guys are here watching this with me. It's a little crooked. You know what? We're going to leave it. The only thing I'm going to do is flatten this little part out. I'm going to make some like little lines just because I can. You know what? We're leaving it just like that. Not very long. He has to have a elongated neck, no? It has to be like super long, right? At least long enough, right? Because why I say that is once we get this on, you're not even going to see it, see? And then I can do my thing. Okay. So technically, I'm going to make sure this is like together. And then I'm just going to cure that bad boy, guys. I'm going to add a couple like, just some like lines because he's bony. There's kind of some texture in there. Alright, I'm curing it. That's a perspective. Oh, it's so bright, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's so bright, but it's a little on the crooked side. But once I get the thing on, I think it'll be okay. I can't wait to put the top coat on that, though. Is there anything we should do around him, though, guys? So I'm going to use my really thick adhesive gel to stick this on. So it's going to be the solid adhesive nail gel glue for tips. I'm going to use this guy to adhere him onto. Yeah, his bow tie is this right here. I will put dimension in his face too, guys. Aw, thanks, Erica love. Hi, everybody. Hi, 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 hi. How are you? I'm so excited for this. And then we'll put the black in his face and do all that. And there he is. There he is. All right. Should I do the black? Ooh, I just had a thought. Hold on. I just had a thought, y'all. What if, hold on. Where's my thing at? What if we add in diamonds in his eyes? What do you think? Should we add diamonds in his eyes? Do you think that would look stupid? Hopefully not. Look at that. Ooh, that looks so freaking cool. What do you guys think? Add diamonds or no? It's up to you guys. You guys are... Yes? Do we want black or we want silver? Let me see. Oop, that one's too big. I'm trying to get one that fits just perfectly in there to where, like, it slides up and not back. You know what I mean? Because we still want that dimension on the inside. I guess that'll work. Come out. Oops, shit. Because I want it to be... So I guess the way his eye is shaped, I can't do it like that, but we shall get it. You know, that's just how it's gonna have to be, and then I'll just have to shove it in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, guys. We just made him even cooler. Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and add my thick top coat, or my non-wipe, gel. And I have my Stick It from BRITTBRATNAILDIT. Stick with it. It is no wipe, and it has a little brush on it, so it's going to help us. It is very thick. But it has the brush on it, so it's going to help us make sure we got good proper amount in there. I'm going to fill the hole inside. One thing we don't want, though, is to see that on the outside. Does that make sense? Like, we're not going to want to see it flowing out of his eyeball. But I still want it to touch around the inside. So we can just stick it in there and whatnot. So I'm going to take my brush and just clean up any excess I got on this outside part here. Okay. And these are Preciosas as well, guys. Oh, shit. Alright, well, that one went all the way in there. Damn it. Okay. Nice. So I might have to do a bigger one for that one. I don't know. You know what? We're just going to have to make it fit. Alright, so this is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. If I can get it to stick upwards in the back without falling in there. But this one, see how it goes all the way in? So I made this one bigger. Oh shit. Alright, you know what? They look even right there, so I'm just gonna leave them there, but I have to take off the excess around this. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. We're just gonna cure him. Should I put black in his nose? Too late. Sorry, that was a good deal. Hi, Avery. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Plum. I needed pizzazz in there somewhere. I was going to put blue in there just for the sake of what our nails are, but we have these little tiny ones that I pulled for his nose. Unfortunately, they're not black, though. I was going to add these little droplet ones in his nose. But I think they might be too big. Oh, actually, I have just the right ones. Right here. So these are going to be his nose holes. What do you think? Or should we just color them black? Do it? Just use polish? Hi, Alice. Alright, we're going to take a poll. Okay? Rhinestone, nose, or gel polish? Okay. Take the poll, everybody. These are pretty small. I feel like they will work. I'm so excited for this. Probably gel polish for this, for the nostrils. Because I thought about doing just a little bit of black and then adding the silver in there just to have like a little outline inside of the nose. Polish, polish. Like I just stick it in there and didn't do shit. Oh, he looks horrible. Don't worry, I'm gonna clean it up, guys. I'm just kind of sticking it in there. And then we're gonna clean it up, and then I'm going to probably... Look, he looks like he has a booger. I mean, I messed up his nose, but I just want to see something. Oh no, they're too big. Sadly, they're too big, y'all. But they would work, though. They would so work. If you were doing an all-out Jack, they would so work. Like, they're like the perfect size for his nose, you know? Maybe one day I'll make one. Alright, let's stop fucking around. Okay, I thought it would look cool, but... Alright, let's fix this up. Okay. Take that black out so you can't see. Alright. Looks a little wonky, but what are you gonna do? Let's draw his mouth in. Oh, that worked real nice. Not. I would say I definitely should have smoothed out the mouth. That's for sure. Oh, good lord. You know, makes me want to just fill it in with actual 3D clay. But if I do that, then I can't draw the lines on it. So I'm going to take a bigger one and we're going to... I'm just going to have to fill it in and then clean it up. But I have to make sure all the holes are filled. This is my first time ever doing this, guys, so... We're just going to make sure we got that black in there and then... It doesn't look like Jack at all, but that's okay. We're going to clean up the rest from the outside. And then I will put the things on. I'm going to try to put the lines on kind of with the same, where it looks like those like teeth pattern are. Because I forgot to smooth it out. Which I thought if I smoothed it out, it was going to, you know, look weird. But definitely smooth it out before you have it, so you have a smooth surface area to draw your line on. Alright. And then I'm just going to draw the lines. Because see how it's like, I can't even do the lines? We're just doing it. I don't like it. I will tell you I don't like it, but... It's all good. Could always be worse, you know? Alrighty. I'm gonna fix this one, and then we're gonna cure it. Alright, we're just curing it. We're curing it. Yeah. Hi, Blessing. Did it? Oh, well. Oh, well. I appreciate your honesty, though. Truly, I do. Okay. You guys are the bomb, though. I can't wait to put the top coat on, though. And this little guy. So I'm just trying to make sure this is why I can't have nice things. Aww. Mari, is that how you say your name, love? Is it Mari? Or is it Mary? Hey, you know what? It's not too bad, guys, for my first time. Alright, I'm gonna take the adhesive gel here and use a scoop of this to put on the, excuse me. I'm gonna use this solid gel to put that on. Good grief almighty. I've never used this solid nail gel. It said it was not supposed to be sticky. However, it is sticky. So I'm going to stick this on. And I'm going to bring it down all the way. Just so we have, like, it's got a good spot to stick to. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, so. What do y'all think? This is how my vision was in my head. Okay, now make sure it's like flat and even though before you cure it. I'm going to move this out of the way here. Alright, because we want it even with the edge and we don't want it to be up or down more on one end or the other. So I'll have to cure this side and then I'll have to go cure the other side. I should have put the top coat on first, but I just kind of wanted to get this on, so. This is how I had it in my head, you guys, like, to incorporate him, but also incorporate the moon in the background with a little bit of a glow to it. And hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to glow, but we'll see. So I'm going to have to kind of do this a couple times just so I know, you know, it's getting up underneath there. This might be one of the coolest nails I've done yet, to be honest with you guys. I know, right? Hi, Sylvia. Yay, you love it. She ain't going nowhere. I'm definitely going to have to clean him up, though. Like, wipe him off. So I am going to... I didn't think about it, but to top coat over him... Because is he different color, or is it just me? It could just be me. I don't know. But is this side of his head a different color? Or is it just my eyeballs? I think it's just my eyeballs, but... That is cool. That is exactly what I envisioned in my head. That right there. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. Let's top coat. I'm gonna use my glass top coat. I'm gonna flip it around. Oh my gosh, look at the sparkle. Hold on. Can you guys see the sparkle now? The sparkle was perfect. It was the best touch ever. Alright, so I'm gonna go around him. So when you're doing stuff like that, make sure you clean up the sides because the clay is not forgiving when it comes to your nail. The sparkle's perfect, guys. Oh my gosh. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm just making sure I seal all that in. Do I need to seal too? Or can I just wipe him with alcohol? I don't really know. So I am putting these on, guys. Here's a question. Do I need to put stars? Should I put a star on here or are we good? Leave it alone. What do you think? Leave it alone? Or do we want to add like a star? Can you believe sure this was sparked? I know, it was sparked by my neon swirl. Do you guys like the sparkle in it? And I did the glow on the outside part too. Okay, let's stick him in there and then let's see. Is he gonna glow? Oh, I think if you want his head matte, do it. Okay, that's what I was thinking, was doing him matte, but I wasn't sure if I should. Guys, look. Hold up. Wait. Let me do something real quick. So, the, do we want to add anything to the other swirls, like stars, or like one of these little skulls? I have blue butterflies. I have like those, or I have these like silver stars. Do we want something on each nail, or we want to leave two nails like kind of simple? It's better to seal it in. Yeah. It glows. Not Jack doesn't glow, but the moon. I tried to make the moon glow. So I'm going to try to turn my, okay, got my, is it glowing? Ah, it's glowing. Oh my god. It worked. It freaking worked, everybody. It freaking worked. Oh my Lanta, Georgia. It worked. What the heck? Oh my gosh, how cool. It worked. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and matte him. So, I'm going to take a liner brush and matte him, though. So I think that'll be our best bet, is to matte him with a liner brush. So I'm going to clean my liner brush. But I wasn't sure if we should add, like, I have this little tiny star, and it's right here. And I thought about putting this guy. Up in this corner. But I think it might be a little too big, you know? Yeah, I think it's going to be too big. Yeah, I don't want to take away from it, but I do have these little tiny black stars. I could always add one there. What do you guys think? I could add it here, or I could add it up here. Okay. He's perfect? Okay. We shall leave him alone. Let's mat him, and then... So, do we want to add anything to these ones? So, do we want to add, like, any of these stars? Do we want to add, like, a star in the middle of this? Or do we want to add a skull? Because I have these skulls, too. And I have a black one. We could add a skull. We could add a butterfly in the middle. Like a little tiny butterfly. Little tiny blue butterfly. What do you guys think? I have one silver butterfly. I like it as is. Don't mess with the iconic spiral. I know. I just thought it needed, like... I seriously thought maybe it needed, like, little white stars. But we can leave them. Alright. I'm going to pop these on after. Alright, I'm going to pop this on a palette and just use this. And a liner. Okay. So if you would like any of the items that I'm using, I can put the Beetles and the Nails by Dev items. I think everything else is linked except for the Beetles that I'm using and the Nails by Dev brushes. Okay, give me 1 sec before I do that. I gotta clean him off. He's dirty. I guess I'll use this guy. He had a little floof on him. Oh. There we go. Okay. Make sure you don't get this on your background, guys. And let's just make sure we get every nook and cranny. Because this will help seal everything in. I think for my first time, you guys, I think you guys will still be able to help. This is my first Jack, but I definitely want to come back and try to do this again and really try to hone in. Because I think I had too much on, and... Like, I really think I had too much, but I really wanted that 3D scale to match this. And I think that's where I was kind of messing myself up, but I do love him. I'm so grateful for everybody being here. It's crazy because, you know, as a creator on here, sometimes it really feels like even just the amount of people that are here tonight, like if I've helped or done anything that'll even spark your guys' interest to want to start something or try something, or, you know what I mean? Like, I love that. It's so hard sometimes because sometimes you feel like you're not being seen, you know? But you guys always you shout me, you know, you shout at me, you're like, no, I love when you guys help me do my my actual sets. I love because you guys, it's like you guys are doing it with me, you know? Okay, I'm gonna do his neck. Doing this is gonna smooth him out some too. But I am grateful for each and every single one of you guys. Thanks for pushing me further and further and being here. Because it really does mean a lot. Us creators, it really does mean so much to us, you guys. Alright. We're just gonna cure him. I can't believe the moon worked. Night, Shell. Oh, night, Erica. I'm glad you would rock it out. Leave the swirl and Jack has it, but use the skulls and stars and whatever on the rest of the set. Well, technically the other ones are already taken up. Because they already got stuff on them. So they're good to go. Alright, y'all. Going to take my gloves off. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can put them on for you. Okay. Alright, guys. These are Preciosas, by the way, too. I was like, we got to pull out the Preciosas for this. Alright, I am going to... this there. Put this one here, and I will clean it up after. Alright, I'm going to move that out of the way so I have room here. Alright. You ready for this? Well, let's see. What is the date today? And by the way, I went live at August 11 at 11:11. So I thought it was cool. Girl, I love my Preciosas. Everyone's like, don't use them. And I'm like, that's what I bought them for. What am I going to do? Hoard them for them to sit in my drawer? You know? Well, the next tutorial, let's see. Today is what? What is today? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Is it Wednesday now or Tuesday now? I'm going to shut my lights off so you guys can see the moon glow better, too. I just dropped off the face of the earth, I guess. Oh. Yeah, all this started from a spark from a swirl. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Isn't that absolutely bonkers that this swirl nail right here is what got me to do this? Okay. So, I'm going to put him back in there for a little bit and then take a drink, put our little stuff on, and... Alright, I'm going to use my sticky tabs. Whoa! It's Tuesday now, or it was Tuesday? Or Monday? Is it Monday? Oh, shit, I got my days mixed up, y'all. Excuse me. It's Tuesday today, right? Oh, what am I doing? Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Royal Raisin. Are you doing nails? Yes, ma'am, sir. I just did the Corpse Bride meshed with Jack and Sully. Or Jack and the Corpse Bride. So this is the set here. Now I'm just going to put them on my hands. For you guys, because I want to make sure I put them on. You love them? Yay! Tuesday now, at least for me. I'm in Florida. Okay. That's right, it was Monday. Duh. I've had, oh my gosh, it's been a long day, guys. Okay. So we got our thumbnail. Oh my gosh. Now this nail doesn't like to fit me because of how the nail is. How the cut of the nail is, but I don't care. Alrighty dighty. Let's do this. You know what? You know what Young Nails did? They put it inside the nail and then put it on the nail, on your nail, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Ah, Jack! No, Jack! Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. I freaking love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am so excited right now. What do you guys think? I have been doing nails well, I mean, I've been doing my own nails for years with just regular polish and glitter. That's where I get my name from. And oh my gosh. Oh, I think this is my favorite nail I've ever made. But I started my YouTube channel about 4 years ago now. In June, it was 4 years. So I've had my channel for 4 years and really just started getting into doing like nail art, and I used to just do strictly acrylic and stuff, but I kind of tend to do whatever. I do a lot of different things. Do you? Yeah, I do. Hi, Storms. You love them? Yay! Oh my, you guys, they fit perfect too. I didn't know how they were actually going to be because, like, okay, hear me out, okay? I didn't know how meshing them together would actually go and how I could incorporate the corpse bride, but not draw her, but incorporate the colors and then, you know, incorporate him together as like a Tim Burton tribute almost set. I am doing a video. I am doing Little Mermaid video for you guys. I am working on that. It's taking me a little bit longer than I realized, but oh my gosh. You guys. Okay, let me move these. I'm going to turn this off. Ooh, spooky. I'm going to put my hand in the lamp. Mr. Crawling, hi. Do you actually, I actually do wear these out because I like to get feedback from, like, people, you know, just wherever I go, just everywhere, you know what I mean? Oh, crap, I didn't realize my other ones glowed. My other ones are glowing just a little bit. You guys can't see it, but look at the moon, though. Oh my gosh, I love it. But yeah, these are glowing too, just a little bit. Let me... Llama Llama, hi! I like your name. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys, because this is the first time I've ever done this. Literally, I've never made Jack before. I've never done, like, Nightmare Before Christmas. Anything. Can you guys see? They're all glowing. They don't... This one doesn't last very long. But I forgot that I used that Madam Glam glow-in-the-dark. But this is what they look like, guys. So these are based off of, like, for her in the dark moment. And then this guy. Then we have this for her heart and how, like, it gets crushed, you know? But we have the butterflies for her. We have little diamonds in between our butterflies, too. And then this is my favorite swirl. But let me turn on my... There we go. Oop. Oh my gosh. The sparkle on Jack, though. See the sparkle on the outside? It's actually hollow. And I made the moon glow with the color as well. So that way, like, it also glows in the dark. But if you go around black with a color like that, it makes it look like it's also glowing outward too. But there's my Jack Skellington, guys. 3D nail art. I actually love it so freaking much. And here's my thumb. This is what my thumb looks like. We got the sparkle on there, the 3D, or not 3D, but the nail art. And then this one was the new and improved one, which is my favorite. Because it really does look like it's vanishing smoke almost. But yeah, so if you guys watch part 1 is this. Well, no. Yeah. Anyway. But you guys let me know. I will take some pictures and stuff like that. And all the goodies and all that good stuff. But I really cannot say how lucky and thankful I am that you guys were here with me. So thank you so freaking much. I literally can't thank you guys enough. So just make sure you like and subscribe, guys, because it helps us creators so freaking much. And let me know what you're at. What I accidentally put that on crooked, but let me know what your real true thoughts are on this, and if you think we should do another one. Jack is your favorite? Yay! And make sure you like and subscribe. Hi, Monique. Aw, thanks, Shells. Thanks, Storms. Thanks. Is it Mary? I love you guys. I'm glad I left them alone too, because I honestly don't want to take away from the art itself. You know, the wonky art of what is Tim Burton, because I was going to add flowers, because she has, like, dilapidated flowers and stuff, too, but the other one, you guys, I taught you how to do this swirl here in part 1. We did this swirl, and we did the background and all of this work in part 1, and then, so if you guys want to go check that out, you'll learn how to smoke out a nail and all that. So yeah, this is what they look like. I love you guys so much. Truly, truly, truly can't thank you enough. And make sure you guys comment after the live is up and let me know your true thoughts and feelings. And if there's something else you want me to do like this, put it in the comments, okay? Me either. I'm excited. I am ready to do another set like this. The brushwork needs to be... I didn't know if you guys could actually see the actual, like, you know, brushwork itself, but this one's my absolute favorite, though. But there's Jack, so I'm going to turn off my light and leave you with some glow. Okay? Now, you guys have one hell of an amazing night. I can't wait until our next live stream. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment below after this live and let me know what other things do we want to do that we can just jam and smash together as well, because it's new and I haven't seen anybody do it. But yeah, I hope you all having a blessed, amazing night. Thank you to my mods for helping and being here, and thank you to everybody who showed up tonight. I love you guys, and I shall see you on the flip side. Toodaloo. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Remember, your dreams are possible, everybody. You can do this, I promise. Oh, yeah. Toodaloo.